Welcome to Opinion Havers, a movie podcast for fans of StarCraft. I'm Cody.
No, I'm Cody.
No, I'm Tyler. That's right. I'm Tyler. It's because I've done it so much, Cody. It's not. I don't even have to think about it. I just think
This is your
I'm Cody.
podcast now.
Yeah.
I'm just here. I'm just observing.
Yeah, I remember the conversation we had. You said to me, "What's your dream job?" And I said, "I would love to review movies." You said, "Well, let's do it then." You know, and we've been doing it ever since.
And I've just been carrying you on my shoulders ever since. To your dream.
Yeah.
What a beautiful story.
Cody,
Can't
what
wait
did we watch?
For the to-be original movie about us.
We had a deal with Quibi. They'll be back. Don't worry. They said they got investors lined up.
They're coming back.
Cody, what did we watch?
We watched Resident Evil, the final chapter? Or is it the last chapter? My notes say Resident Evil, the last one.
The final chapter.
The final chapter. Nailed it. First try. Never a doubt.
Right. Yeah, but that's the movie. Cody, do you want to... You know what, Cody? I don't want you to try. I'll sum it up. All right, it's the last movie, Resident Evil. They're trying to wrap it all up. And it's like, what if we remade the first one but better, but different, and we didn't watch all the other movies and forgot about them? That's this one.
Tyler, let me tell you, I'm so mad. I'm so mad for so many reasons about this movie. And, I hate so many of the choices that Paul W.S. Andersen made. But I will say there are elements of this movie that are very good. And then there's so much of it that's just like a giant middle finger to the fan base.
But it was made for the fan base, Cody. They're the only ones watching it.
The fan base, I think, is Paul Andersen and his wife and Michelle Rodriguez. So it's like they're making it for them. And we're just out here watching it too. So, of course, we're not going to, of course, it's not going to work well for us.
We're going to get into this a little later. I'm watching a trailer that misrepresents some events of the movie. Let me tell you what. Anyway, Cody, so you're mad about it. I'm mad about it. I would describe it as the way that if I made you watch a Tyler's Trash movie and then like 6 months to a year later was like, Cody, tell me exactly what that movie was about. And I'm sure we all know you get none of it right. You get it completely wrong. You'd be like, I don't know. There was zombies and was it the Zerg? Was that what it was? They had there was flying things with the 4 wings. They were there the whole time, right?
Yeah. Man. Oh man. Tyler, I mean, we just got to go for it, right?
Cody, get in my armored tank. All right, get in my armored tank car thing. Get in it. That we're chilling. Get in here. Let's cruise on down slowly but surely. Let's get on there. Get ourselves on down to Spoiler Town, USA, where the last human settlements are. Okay, and Cody, we got to get there because we got orders to be there by 8:37 exactly. And how no, you don't get there early, Cody. No.
Yeah. Tyler, can I just do it? Can I go first?
Just do it. Yeah, go for it.
All right. Well, first, how dare you think I had a timer ready? No, just kidding. It is ready. All right. I know we're like 6 movies in, but I'm going to complain about Screen Gems. It's not a good logo. Like their little film logo, it totally sucks. It's like here's the thing. They're not even trying, and I think the name is like a tongue-in-cheek, our movies suck, but you're watching them anyway. Screen Gems, a lol, and then you know what I'm saying? Like, so that, just a middle finger to me. You know what I'm saying? They're just flipping me the bird through the screen, okay? So they're just like retconning this whole thing with the T virus. I forget what even happened. They made some point about the virus and they were like, just kidding. It wasn't how we explained it at all, but here it is. We did it. You know what I'm saying? And let's talk about this. They just like the last movie, they jumped through so many hoops to be like Ada Wong, Leon, we're all in here. The whole gang is back. The gang from the movies are back. We're here. Everyone you ever cared about is here. And it's time for a final showdown. Then this movie starts and they're like, final showdown happened or didn't? I don't know. I'm Mila Jovovich, and I'm crawling out of the rubble of the battle you wish you got to see that we teased that we didn't show you. Like, and I think they even said like, "Oh, it was a lie" or "It was a massacre." You know, I was like, "Wait, but you just said." And then also, she gets powers, right? Then she gets her powers taken away. Then she gets her powers added back. And then in this movie, they're just like, Wesker pretended to give you back your powers. Paul S. Anderson, you wrote it. You don't. Why? You're acting like someone else wrote 5 movies and then you swooped in here to try to save the day. Once again, you wrote yourself into a corner and then you were like, I'm throwing the table over. We're starting over from scratch. Whatever idiot did those other 5 scripts is gone now. He never existed. So upset. Oh my goodness. Also, the other thing they just reveal is that, yeah, there's an antivirus. We got it. It was here the whole time. It's just been sitting in the original facility from the original movie. So what is the deal when they stormed into the hive and were like, we got to find out what happened down there? They didn't get the antivirus. They didn't go for it. Whatever. They explain it more later, right? They were like, no, we did it on purpose. It was a purposeful apocalypse, extinction, retribution, afterlife, etc. It all was according to plan, except for the parts that weren't. Here's the thing about this one, though. I will say this. 2 things. Number 1, the CG, it's actually good. All right. The CG, the CGs look better with each movie, but this is the first time I was like, oh, it actually looks, part of it's like, it's a much newer movie, but I was like, oh, the CG looks pretty good, actually, now. Good for them. Also, the action, they finally made it punchy. I think they made the camera work too jumpy, but the action is like, oh no, we're really doing good action now when we're filming it so it looks really punchy. So you know what? There's the only 2 good things I'll say about the movie. Now there's a third I'll say later. I mean, Wesker's out here just doing whatever he wants. He's like, I got a vendetta with Alice. I will hunt Alice. Let me know when it's 100% face match. And then here we are, he's like, I gave you your powers. I took them away. I gave them back. I lied about giving them back. Anyway, I'm hanging out here. I want all the controls. Give me the controls for the security. I know that you are a highly advanced AI that is not allowed to harm me as an employee of Umbrella, but no, let me do it because I know best. Meanwhile, he doesn't know that best. Am I right? I'm right. I mean, they brought back so many characters last movie just to destroy them in the opening dialogue, the opening monologue. They were just like, yeah, no, we did. They're all gone, right? I don't know. And I was like, oh, they're going to come back or they're going to regroup. No, they're just gone. It's like they never even existed. It's like we never even went through all the trouble of casting someone who looks exactly like Ada Wong, reenacting a famous scene of her, and then dubbing her voice for the entire movie. They're like, we didn't even do that. We didn't know who you're talking. Ada who? What? I don't. It's Alice. Alice is here. Wesker, he's over across the country. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. He's a clone too. Everyone's a clone, and I'm so mad. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're just bringing back clones left and right. And then Wesker's buddy, the other guy who is the CEO or wasn't or were this Wesker and the other guy, the 2 white guys that run the company, depending on what day of the week it is. He's a clone too. He's got a clone, dude. Everybody got a clone. Life doesn't even matter. When everyone has a clone, what is life even worth living if you got just backup clones sideways, left ways, and under? You know what I'm saying? Do you get it?
Cody, I'm gonna have to cut you off here. I gotta dive into what I've got to say, Cody. Just I just gotta dive in. All right. So, Cody, here's what you don't understand. Okay, let me walk you through the timeline that has been the timeline the whole time. All right, and how dare you act like it hasn't been? Okay, some dude that he's definitely been mentioned before in the movies. He had a daughter that was gonna age real fast. It makes you think of Benjamin Button, but trust me, it's not Benjamin Button. It's different because it's fast aging, not reverse aging. Calm down. All right. And she's there, and it's like, oh, he made her, and he made the Red Queen, and him and Dr. Isaacs, we all remember him, who he's definitely always been the head of the company. Okay, never not been the head of the company. It's always been Wesker, or not Wesker. I mean, no, sorry. It's always been Dr. Isaacs, and Wesker's just been like a henchman dude. All right, that's the whole time, Cody, the whole time. Okay, and then we got so he's there. He made the T virus to stop the aging thing, but guess what, Cody, it wears off. It wears off. If there's one thing we know about the unstoppable zombie apocalypse virus, it's that you got to take regular doses to keep that up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like it just stays in your system. Okay. And we all know Wesker, he's a crafty little munchkin, right? He's a little minion. He's minion and round, right? And he's doing his thing. I told you the last movie. I said it. I was like, that's the wrong injection, and it's Paul W.S. Anderson's genius coming through. Where he's like, savvy fans, they're gonna get this. They're gonna understand he didn't give her powers back. He injected her with something different, with the thing that takes away the powers. Not definitely didn't just reuse the same animation again several movies later to save money. No, Cody, they orchestrated it. It wasn't that one dude that was like, I'm going to become rich and sell the thing. That's how it escaped. It was them. They were doing it. Why? Because Jesus. That's why. All right. And then, then they're like, we got to do a corporate board meeting vote to decide, are we Jesus? And can we do the flood thing? Okay. That's what can we decide here? And then and then one lady, she says, no, but then the rest of them say yes. So, Cody, that's how corporate structure works. All right. When the rest of the board says, yep, we're going to end the world, and you say, no, and you only own half the company, world's got to end, Cody. That's how it works. Okay. If you don't say yes to ending the world, they might force you off the board. All right. They might call for your removal from the board. Okay. Then what? Then what are you going to do? Okay. Not survive the apocalypse? Not be Jesus? Cody, please. All right. Like they know what they're doing. Okay. These are corporate CEOs. Wesker was there. He bagged a dude in front of a little girl. And then they're like, we're just talking. As you could clearly see her dad dying in the corner of her field of view, but that's fine. She never knew, Cody. She didn't know what was going on, except she knew what was going on, I guess. I don't know. And then, now the guy Cody, here's what I know. If I murder you, then I own all of Opinion Hammers, But now, once that child is born, Cody, now I got to take that child. I got to be like, this is my child now. And that's how I control the entire Opinion Hammers. Okay. So, Cody, just know I'm going to show up with a Hallmark TV movie star, and we're going to bag you. All right. But don't worry, Cody. I'll raise your baby, and it's fine. I'll raise, all 7 of your children. I'll raise them. They each get a 12th. That word checks out, right? Don't check that math, Cody. I'm here too, okay? Whatever's left over, I own that part, okay? And they own the rest of it, okay? And they'll be just happy little, but I can't just bag them. Here's my question. Once she's an adult, why can't you just bag her? Anyway, I've wasted a lot of this time. You didn't watch the other movies. That's the point, okay? They retconned the origin of the virus. It's like your friend retelling a story they weren't there for. That's what it is. That's what it is. It's like when your friend's like, oh, dude, I love this story. So one time we were, out of the lake. And it's like, dude, you weren't there. Shut up. It's that guy. It's the guy that's like, I'll tell it. You were not there. We didn't even know you then. Back up, fool. You know what I'm saying? And they went so Jesus freak out of nowhere. To the point where he has in the board meeting, he's like, it's been done before, and taps his hand on a holy Bible. Like, remember the religious undertones of this entire series? No, I don't. I remember you being very clearly not having religious undertones.
I'm going to have to cut you off right there, but also keep talking about what we're talking, because that is one of my main notes. Is like, how did he go from CEO to cultist? But then, I mean, they kind of explain it, right? They show him being like, I got the Bible. And then he turns out to be a clone. So it's like, You got original him who's still kind of CEO vibes. And then you got like the extreme cultist version of him who's like rolling around, and he's rolling around in the tanks doing the Lord's work. Here's my thing though. He's the leader of Umbrella. That is like if there was a company that was like Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, and Tesla in one. And then he was like, we did a bad job managing this planet. I'm like, you did a bad job. Like, you're going to be the biggest contributor of ruining the planet, right? Am I crazy? They're supposed to be this ginormous company.
No, because Cody, in this movie, they put them up as not the giant mega corporation. They only make viral weapons, bio weapons, viruses designed to kill people. They don't make everything. That's everyone else's fault.
They just draw, like, yeah, it is. Look, every movie is a different genre of movie, but for this one to go to like, we're still doing the zombie thing, but also we're doing like a apocalypse cult thing. It's like, man, they were out here. They got people in tanks with human bait running behind the tank. I mean,
it seems like an inefficient way to do it. I mean, Umbrella's not known for efficiency.
Controlling the army. Here's my thing. This is what was driving me crazy the whole movie. They kept saying like, there's only 56 minutes left until the last of humanity is destroyed. I'm like, you have tabs on every living survivor and you know exactly when they're going to die. And I was trying to piece it together in my brain. Like, how do they know that? How do they know that? Finally, at the end, I was like, oh, they're orchestrating zombie army attacks on the final population centers. And so they're saying they can call off the zombies if they...
That's the thing. It's like, how are you going to call them off?
But here's the thing, too, because they're trying to have it all three ways, because then they're saying, you broke the antivirus. It's in the air now. It sounds like, oh, so it just spreads immediately. And then at the end of the movie, they're like, nah, it doesn't spread immediately. It's going to take a while. So I got to go around and kick some more butt. I'm like, we can't just let her go after everything Alice has done. And then in this one, they're like, you're not even the original Alice. You were a clone. You were born at the age of 25 or whatever to kick butt and to be a clone of Alice. That's why there's a billion Alice clones. Here's old Alice. Here's Red Queen, virtual Alice, full circle, which honestly was actually, for me, one of the better points of the movie, just in terms of like an interesting plot point. Like if that was what the whole series was working towards, I'd be like, oh, what a cool way to wrap a bow on her stories. Be like, hey, look, you are part of this circle. Now go and live the life old Alice never could have had. You saved the world. Now you know. But also at the end, they're like, you had to prove that you were the Alice that was willing to sacrifice it all. I'm like, why we gotta put her through more? We're saying you gotta sacrifice yourself. Now you gotta survive and still go kill zombies because it's gonna take forever for this antivirus to spread. And also, the Red Queen couldn't do nothing to spread it any faster. Like that, we got one vial, we're gonna crack it and then let it work its way around the globe. What is happening? She's been through so much. She's been through a Mad Max movie. She's been through an Alien 3 movie. She's been through a horror movie, an action movie, a video game movie, and now we got her dealing with a religious zombie cult, and that wasn't enough. She got to go kill more zombies after that.
Yeah.
She doesn't get a husband. She doesn't get a child. She doesn't get a retirement. She doesn't get nothing. They're just like, you weren't real. You were never real. Enjoy the rest of your existence fighting zombies. Like what? Nothing has changed at the end of this movie.
No,
except that eventually the zombie thing will end.
She gets memories of a childhood that she didn't actually live and is way better than the world. That's the thing. It's like the world sucks and it's like, hey, do you want to remember before it sucked? Like you don't really remember how it was before it sucked. But I could give you all the memories of the before times. I would be like, you know what? I think I'm good. I think I'm fine. I think I'm, I think I'm solid on that one. Like I'm just gonna stick with the only being able to remember the suck and not being able to remember when you could go to the store for Tylenol. That's what I'm gonna just stick with the zombie apocalypse.
The glory
memories.
Days, those sweet Tylenol days.
Look, man, you see how much she gets thrown
up and
around.
Down the CVS buying pain relief. Oh,
like
back when the world was good.
The most basic thing in the world. Back when there was air conditioning and you didn't have to use 1,000 torches to light one room.
Oh, the pre-torch days.
I
mean, look, I got a note here. I know we talked about the clone thing, but I have a note that's, oh, he's a clone? Screw you, W.S. Anderson. That's one of my notes. They done cloned everybody.
Yeah.
Everyone that's been in more than 2 movies has been cloned already, and I'm like, I don't even. Ugh, it's awful. All right. She's fighting one of the Asian guys, cultist guys, in one of the tanks, and he makes a sound effect. And I don't even know what happened. Someone fired a rocket, or she trapped him, or something, and he went mwah, like a kissy sound. Did you catch that? Did you clock that? He went mwah.
I don't know,
Made me laugh.
probably. You know, I just
Made me laugh.
is he the guy that she's like, you're fast, but you're not very smart, and then she shoots him? You know,
Maybe
he's so fast.
might
though.
have been.
He also wasn't
really
a
liked,
cultist. You know, he was just a dude, just a soldier guy.
There's one of the Survivor guys, a child who I'm nicknaming Soldier Boy.
Yeah, guess it's the child
He was
soldier.
like a little soldier man. He was just like a little 10-year-old boy, but he was decked out and he had like a bandolier and a big old gun. I was like, yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
I got a quote here. I don't know why it struck me as so funny, but like the zombie army is attacking. She's like, my God, it's an army. I was like, I thought we already knew that, but there we go. They got an army. I got another note that says run fast. That might have been Bailey's advice to the person being pulled by the zombie tank, but there you go. Someone in this movie gives a sideways middle finger, and you don't see it very often, but we had one. And let me tell you,
I mean, if you look at the castle, you're not gonna know. You're gonna know. You're gonna know. There's only one. I'll give you a hint. It's one of the actresses. It's only one with that kind of attitude, right?
Is it Ruby Rose?
Ruby Rose.
The sideways middle finger. It's a classic. And let me tell you, my very favorite line, perhaps the stupidest thing a person could say before dying in a movie. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
We got cultist CEO and we got original CEO. And they're out here and the zombies are coming at him. And cultist dude kills original CEO and says, I'm me. He's not me. And then he dies. What?
Here's the thing.
What a way to go out.
Part of me loved that though, right? Because it's like Alice fighting like crazy.
He's not me.
But it was like, because it was like crazy him versus not crazy him, right? And it was like Alice fought him like to the death, literally beat him, and he came back. But it was in the end, Cody. It was his own craziness that killed him. It was his own crazy religious ideas that killed him.
I'm me. He's not me. He didn't even say like, I don't know that guy, I'm Dr. whatever, no, I'm me. He's not me.
You're trying
had to be better written.
You're trying to analyze the sanity of a man who in the apocalypse has multiple custom engraved Bowie knives hidden in various cabinets around multiple different armored vehicles. And then
here's my thing.
Kills everybody, all of his men, and then runs. Somehow, okay, how is he able to run trailing this whole army when everyone else is like 2 zombies in the same state as them? And they're like, oh gosh, I can't get away from them. And then they die.
This is my critique of him, okay? I'm not questioning his sanity. He's obviously insane. My thing is, if you've got custom Bowie knives, if you've got like religious tattoos and necklaces and a whole cult, and you're wearing like priest garb, you got a tank, you got a zombie army that you can't really control, but hey, you're running away from them, have a cool finishing line. You know what I'm saying? Like, have something good to go out on. That's what I don't like. He's lame.
I mean, Wesker's the cool one, right?
Yeah, that's true.
I did like Wesker went out like a bee, though. I mean, we can agree on that. But I did like not Alice's what's the actual girl's name? Cindy Lou Who or something, I liked her Alyssa. I liked Alyssa's line where she's like, you don't need help, you're dying, just get on with it. And I was like, oh, because Wesker was dying. She's like, just freaking get on with it, dog.
Remember that time when Wesker gave her powers back, but that was a lie? But don't worry, Alice can still kick butt. You know what I'm saying?
Remember when I described the end of the last movie as like the best end of a movie ever? Because I was so excited to see the giant battle that was going to happen in the final movie.
Yes.
And then
Then what
when
happened with this movie?
remember when they were like, and then she wakes up and it's like when you ever read The Hobbit?
Yeah.
Okay, so in the movies, The Hobbit, right? A lot of people like to downplay the Hobbit movies, right? Let me tell you one thing:
Yeah.
the movies did better than the book. Okay, because in the books, it's like, oh, stuff's happening, it's going. Then Bilbo knocked out, and it's like, then he wakes up, and the battle's done, and it's like, cool. I don't want to hear about the battle anyway. Whatever. That's
Who wants to
basically
hear
what.
about some dumb battle with like several armies fighting? That sounds so lame.
Yeah,
Get me back to the riddles.
Yeah, give me 7 more pages of Gollum riddles. And that's W.S. Anderson here. He's like Wes, as I like to call him, Wes Anderson. He knows what he's doing, and he's
Oh man.
he's out here saying, "I know what you guys want. You don't want this
Well,
giant battle with the
it's
zombies."
just so stupid because there were one or two movies where there was a little tie over, right? Like
Yeah,
at the end of 3, the concession is, hey, Alice is going to hunt down Wesker and Claire is going to Alaska to find the survivors. And then in 4, it's like, hey, oh, we're fighting Wesker in Tokyo. This is cool. We're doing it. We act, and then the movie changes. And they don't even have the common decency to do that in this one. It's not even like, well, the first 10 minutes, that'll be the battle scene. And, it'll go downhill fast, but there'll be some cool stuff happening. Nope. They were just gone,
yeah. Like I wanted the battle at least do the Hobbit thing, I guess. Show the beginning of the battle and then have her get like knocked out and thrown into a pit, or just have it be. It would have been cool too if it was like, oh, Wesker is on their side. It is like, oh no, the like few remaining remnants of Umbrella are like, we messed up. The Red Queen, she's controlling the zombies, and we messed up. Because that's what they were teeing up. That's what he teed up. That's what he teed. Cody, that was his idea. And then he said, shut up, idiots. I'm going to do a worse idea.
No, you're so dumb. That was his clone's idea, or was that actually him? I don't even know. Which Wesker was it? Wesker 1, Wesker Prime, or Wesker Beta?
They never actually had. Well, I guess Wesker, he's been clones. But then they were like, no, that one that was there, he was the real one.
And then he escaped and got all the way across country to the hive?
Yeah. Which makes it worse, right? Not that it's a clone that died in the battle.
It makes it quite a lot worse, I would say. I liked Alice's little solar bike, and then they immediately were like, anyway, she got trapped by some people again.
Okay, so in the trailers, it shows her getting her little car with the panels and everything, getting its tires popped by the spike strip. And then she sees that BMW bike, bringing back the BMW product placement from the Mad Max movie, right? And in the trailers, it shows her walking up, doing the thumbprint, and then driving off with it, which would have made sense. It would have made sense to do it. Why? I don't know. Maybe because the person who's in charge of any and all remaining resources of the Umbrella Corporation and managing them all across the entire planet is actively trying to get her to the hive. So it would have made sense that there'd be like random things placed in her path to make it easier for her to get to the hive. But instead, what did they do? No, it's going to shock you. And then she's going to get captured. Then instead of doing the thing that she does do later and being like, I'm going to take a finger to start this bike, she's like, I'm going to start this bike with my thumb. I used to work for Umbrella. Let me tell you, Cody, if I kicked in the door of the headquarters of the place I used to work and just tried to log onto a computer, I'd get captured too, okay? It doesn't work that way. All right, your fingerprint's not in the system. But it was so fun when
she cut that dude's hand off to use it on the bike. That was rad.
I liked it when they put the like foreskin over his hand. That was my favorite part. They like stretched it over his nub, and then it like moved a lot, like it was gonna regrow his hand, and then that never came back up again.
Why would it?
Yeah, but
these are just passing thoughts.
Yeah, it burbled and moved and bubbled, and it looked like a hand was gonna pop out of it, and he screamed, and like it was doing something, and then they were like, next scene, and then he still doesn't have a hand later, and I'm like, Paul, do you remember like every day when people show up for shooting, do you remember what was happening last yesterday, and he like, was this one of the movies where he's like, here's the script for the day, and they're like, why won't you just give us the whole script? He's like, no, I want it to be natural, the flow. When in reality, it's just him like writing down
He's
on a
just making
napkin.
it up, dude. Every day he's like, I guess we could shoot something like this today. I don't
Yeah,
know. He's just flying by the seat of his pants and oh yeah. I don't know, man.
like, look, I had a fun time, but like, if you're gonna make a conclusion to a series, watch the rest of the movies in the series. Okay, I'll say this. This is what I said to Tiffany, Cody. Be prepared for this take. All right. I'm
Yeah, I'm
fine
ready.
if you're going to be like, look, everything you've known up to this point is a lie. And it's a misrepresentation. It's a purposeful, like, we have made the story this because we're the bad guys and you believed us, idiots. But here's a very important key component when you do that. I need to be able to go back to any of those movies, watch them, and see. Oh yeah, no, I see it. I see where you twisted it. I see where I could have known
Yeah.
what was really going on, but I didn't. I misunderstood that. But now knowing, now I know. But I know for a fact. I watched these movies so many times. I know for a fact they just changed it. They changed
Yeah.
it more with this one than they ever have before.
They really did. I don't know what to do about it. I mean, they did it almost every movie to some degree or another. Some were worse than others, but this one, they went too far,
Yeah.
But this movie had some aesthetic to it that was kind of working for it. And like I said, they punched up the action. The CG was looking good. It had things, and like, I don't know. It seems like you didn't really care for the final Alice sinning where it's like, oh, here's the Alice chain of Alice's and here's how it works. I mean, I think it was good enough. I think that was a good idea. Those are all the positives of the film. The rest of it was just like, what are we doing now? And how is this happening? Why aren't they going faster? Oh, like when they're going through the rotator blades and they're like, well, let's just gently walk through these. I'm like, what are you doing? The power's going to come on at any moment. Go fast. Go fast through the blades. You know what I'm saying? They're going so ginger. They were like, maybe if I do it slowly, the power won't come back on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's typical movie logic right there. You know what I mean? They always go slow through stuff that it's like, if look, I mean, it's like when they go like real slow over like rickety bridges and stuff, and it's like, look, you go fast, you go slow. It's the same amount of weight on this stupid thing. But you going slow is just making more time for whoever's behind you to come kill you.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about these movies. I think it could have been fine. I think they could have been great, but here's the problem with the Alicing thing. From the very moment that they're like, oh, there's clones, I was like, okay, so she's totally the clone of the girl that was the Red Queen, right? Like, that's 1 billion% what's going to happen at the end of the day. At no moment did I not think, all right, Alice, Red Queen, same person, based on the same person. 100%, right? So it was not the giant twist. Her still being there, her not being a child, or her being like an old lady, that was a little bit like, oh, well, this is strange. This is weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you're trying to
Yeah.
tell me you've been here the whole time. Then, Cody, let's talk about this for a second. Let's talk about the height of weirdness with this film. You're in the apocalypse. There, look, at no point in the apocalypse where there is hundreds of people left alive in the entire world, should you look at another person and say, I still own half of this company? Because that means jack dip. Okay. It means nothing. It means nothing. Okay. I understand. It's like, oh, but the Red Queen.
Well, that's what's kind of weird about the whole plan is they're like, we're going to take the population down to nothing. And it's just going to be board members. It's like, there's going to be no one to staff your country clubs and restaurants
Well,
and golf courses, right? Like,
yeah.
is that, do you want to be Elon Musk makes this point when he talks about like people going to Mars. He's like, right. Do you want to be in charge of restarting civilization and like having to build up civilization from nothing? Like, yeah, you get a pristine planet, but like, you got to figure out how to live without any infrastructure or nothing. And, okay, we got to start growing crops again. We got to start doing this. There's no time to waste because we got to get everything set back up so like the wolves don't take us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Space wolves.
That was their plan, right? Was like, I don't know. It just seems like not a chill. You know what I'm saying? If
But
I
they
was
got the clones.
living on top of the world as a CEO of one of the greatest corporations in America, so presumably I'm rich, I wouldn't sign on to this plan. I would be like, no, I'm just gonna ride it out. I got the money, you know?
Yeah. But they got the clones. The clones are going to staff the
don't-
country club.
You're not selling me on
Also,
the clones.
Cody, but that was their plan. That's the plan, though, right? Is to have the clones be the labor
Yeah.
force for the rich people. But here's the real issue, okay?
Yeah.
His whole plan is that this is how we'll restart civilization because it's going to wipe out all the people but leave the infrastructure intact. Dog, you guys nuked a city and then you tried to say the government nuked a city, but it was definitely you setting off an awful lot of nukes throughout this series. And you guys, I don't know if you saw Washington, D.C., L.A., every other city you've been to, they're burned to the ground. There's no infrastructure left.
LA was just constantly on fire.
The
There was
water,
like a perpetual fire happening in LA.
they establish, and they don't seem
Remember
to go
the
back
entire
on it.
desert of
Yeah.
the US being the desert for a while, I guess.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, the T virus took all the water somehow. What is your plan? Your whole thing is like the water. Well, I guess he does point out
that
there's
was,
too
that was
much.
a different T virus.
There's too much water.
We're on to T virus 3.0 now.
They also
All right.
they bring in the Las Plagas, right? But they didn't start the Las Plagas. That's like an ancient parasite or something, right? In the game, isn't it? What is
I
it?
think it's still tied to Umbrella.
Is it?
It's still tied to
It's
Umbrella
just-
somehow.
Oh, Cody, yeah. They
Tyler,
got
let
rid
me
of it.
tell you,
So,
I just
no.
saw some trivia for this movie and it horrified me, and I need to read it to you because I didn't finish it.
All right.
All right. So Olivia Jackson's stunt person on the movie had a motorcycle crash. She was supposed to drive towards the camera, mounted on a crane, no helmet, and then the crane pulls away at the last minute. The crane did not pull away, so she did not block it at all. It made full contact with it. Life-threatening injuries, including a twisted spine, broken discs, brain bleeding, shattered scapula, torn nerves, leaking cerebral fluid, a degloved face. That's when the facial skin is ripped off to reveal the muscle tissue and teeth. Scattered eye socket, which had to be put together with tweezers, cheekbone shard stabbing her eardrum, fingers torn from her hand, and an entire bone ripped out of her arm. Her left arm, which suffered these injuries, was injured so badly it had to be amputated. She was put into a medically induced coma for 17 days to perform all of the surgeries. Paul Andersen was so devastated by the accident, he nearly quit the project. While Mila Jovovich visited her in the hospital and brought her flowers, Jackson sued and won the production company for the workplace injuries, and she was initially only compensated $33,000 for the injuries. Now, you'd be like, well, that is a once-in-a-lifetime horrifying accident to happen on a movie, right? You would be right, except we're talking about a Screen Gems production. So, also, while filming in South Africa, an improperly secured Humvee slid off of a rotating platform, crushing crew member Ricardo Cornelius against the wall. He was rushed to the hospital, placed on life support, and died a few hours later. It was the second on-set accident and the only fatal one, and the film was dedicated to his memory. So, $33,000 later and one death later, we got this Screen Gem. Resident Evil, The Last... I mean, is Paul Andersen a bad person? Because...
Cody,
those are some
he
rough
almost
accidents.
quit. He almost quit the project. He was so torn up about it.
Yeah.
Right? He was like,
Oh,
how
but
could
don't
this
worry.
happen?
The actress who played the Red Queen outgrew the role, so it is his daughter,
Oh, yeah.
Ever Anderson, to be the Red Queen. So there you go.
He was devastated though, Cody. That's what you don't understand.
Yeah.
Also, you're out here trashing Screen Gems. Cody, let me just stop you for a second.
Yeah.
Let me just confirm with you. You're out here, you're saying Screen Gems makes bad movies.
Oh, yeah.
You're saying that they don't make the good storytelling, that they probably are incapable of putting out good products. Really.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Mm-hmm.
we got him. It's Sony, Cody. Cody out here trashing
Screen
Sony.
Gems is a subsidiary of Sony.
Sony movies, Cody. It's the only Cody. It's Sony's movie brand. All right. Little Miss Sony Pony over here, trashing Sony. You know, we're never gonna get free PlayStations now.
That's a bummer. I got this stupid PlayStation I paid for like an idiot.
Yeah, I'm holding out for the free one.
Yeah, I would. I would if I didn't have one already. People died to make this movie, Tyler.
It's
That's what you
it's
don't understand. A man is dead. A woman had her face ripped off. All so that we could get fed a whole news story about where the T virus came from, you know?
So here's the thing. All right. I was reading another one of these facts where it was talking about like, oh, it's only 3 weeks after the last movie. And like you said, grew out one of the little girl grew out of the role. Like, oh yeah, she grew out of the role. Lee, who was Ada Wong, it's like, oh, she had other commitments. And Gilroy, who was Jill Valentine, wasn't asked. And I was like, I don't think Lee was asked either. I think you're just saying I think you're giving reasons, but they were never going to be in this movie. Had this movie actually happened 3 weeks later and been released 3 weeks later, they also would not have been in. All right. Right? Like,
yeah.
But don't worry, Claire Redfield's back.
Why not? You know, Allie Larder, she's always good for showing up when we wanted other characters to show up, you know?
Oh yeah.
It's like, well, she'll be here. She can be around. I mean, look, we can trash this movie all we want, but it did win the Golden Trailer. So
is that because the trailer's different from the movie?
Golden Fleece, we got Best Teaser TV Spot nomination and a Best Viral Campaign nomination. So
yeah, they did great. They did awesome with that.
It was also nominated for the worst film at the Chainsaw Awards.
Yeah, no, it's not good. Also, apparently, okay, hold on now. Ada Wong was supposed to be in this movie. She showed up for production, but had to leave before they started shooting the movie because she was in another movie.
Because it sucked, right? She saw someone have the skin ripped off their face and said, you know, I think I'm going to take that other job offer.
No, see, that happened during shooting, Coda. She was gone way before then. It's just like, how do you show up for production but leave before shooting starts? If you're like, I got to leave before we start shooting, then you're not in the movie, all right? I was like, Cody, we're recording the podcast at 5. And you're like, cool, but I got to dip by 4. I'd say, cool, then we're not recording the podcast, right? And you'd be like, no, we can do it, right?
Yeah.
That's like that, right? Cody.
Yeah.
Why? I have one question for you. Why? For the whole movie, why? 95% of this film was shot with a handheld camera, which the director controlled himself.
I mean, you got camera operators, right, to help you with that?
No.
He was just pointing and shooting at stuff. He's like, all right, you say, my God, that's an army. Nice. All right, now you say, I'm me. He's not me. Nice. All right, Alice. You know what I'm saying? He's just pointing here and there and saying, you say this. You go over there.
I mean, you could chalk it up to like, because let's see here. I'm clicking back through. Cody. Now hold on.
You directed a movie and you've done like 12 movies, and this is the 6th movie in this series. How are you gonna be I don't believe that. He can't be the handheld camera guy, right?
He did
Tyler,
it though.
No,
Cody, here we go. No. Stick with me for 1 second. Let me hit you with the budgets for these films real quick. Okay, so for first one, right. 33 million. All right, all right. Good time, right? Good time.
That's a good time.
Next one is 45 million. All right.
Oh, all right.
Slightly better time, right? Slightly better, but still, fine. Okay. Then we got 45 million. Okay. All right. And then we got 60 million for Afterlife. Whoa. Oh, it's 3D. Then we got 65. Is that
the Afterlife? Hold up. Is that the desert one?
That's a desert one. And then we got 65 million, right? And then we got 40 million. All right. So, you got to cut that budget somewhere. You know what I'm saying? This one made the most money.
Oh, well, all right. How much did it make?
$312 million.
Wow. That's pretty good for a movie this bad.
Oh, Cody. Oh, you sweet fool, Cody. These movies in total cost $313 million. Cody, do me a favor. Hazard a guess. I think this includes the Welcome to Raccoon City trash fire, so that's going to throw you off a little bit. $313 million total investment in this series.
Okay.
Give me the box office for the whole
They make
series.
1.2 billion.
Idiot, 1.28 billion.
Yeah, I mean, that's not too bad, I guess. But how, why, and how? You know?
Because they're treasures, Cody. They're the
There
best
are
film
movies that
series
I
ever.
watch and I'm like, they did such a great job. I hope the sequel can happen. And then nothing happens, you know?
Yeah.
And then we got this. They got 6 whole movies out of this thing. And every time they made a movie, they were like, that last movie sucked, right? Let's try something different. And then they try something different and it sucked. So in the next movie, they're like, you know what? We should change it up and let's just throw out whatever happened. And bad. And then here we are at the end of the race. Tyler, I'm mad. I'm so mad.
I mean, you should be mad. I feel like
I'm just disappointed, you know?
here's where I'm mad, right? Because I feel like had this been the story from the beginning, it would have been a fantastic series.
That's what I'm saying.
Had they finished it with the other thing, it would have been a trash fire, fun, giant battle to the death ending that I would have loved just as much. But it's that it's like you've made your pile of turd and then you just put a nice little smooth rock on top. Just a nice little stone. Just a little pretty little shiny sparkly rock. Just a little diamond, all right, if you will. And it's like these things don't go together. Put another turd on the turd mountain or make the mountain out of shiny things. Don't mix the shiny with the turd. Just give me consistency, Paul. I'll tell you what's consistent. Screen Gems. They're consistent. You called it. It's the same company. They're the same company that did production company that did Priest and everything else that has let me tell you, if you got like a Instagram filter over your entire movie, Screen Gems has your back. All right.
Oh my gosh. It's just I'm looking at these Screen Gems movies. There's 82 titles and I mean, let's just yeah, there's a lot of Tyler's trash on here, a lot of horror movies. Oh, Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. They did Annie. I think that's Black Annie. They did the Carrie reboot.
Yeah.
What did you?
No, it's just funny. That seems like based on like all the other things.
Oh, I mean, they made Easy A. What a classic. Friends with Benefits. So, I mean, they're doing horror, they're doing action, and they're doing some rom-com kind of deals. Dear John is in there. Legion. Burlesque. That's a classic. Stomp the Yard. Some dance movies in there, too. Ultraviolet. Exorcism of Steam Boy. What? Wow. And I mean, Stomp the Yard was their... Oh, to be honest. Resident Evil was one of their first movies. Maybe their very first movie. I mean, Resident Evil launched Screen Gems. That's what you don't understand. They started out with Resident Evil and dance movies. And here we are. Resident Evil Underworld, you got served.
Their first movie was 3 years before Resident Evil came out.
Which one?
Is Limbo.
The list I've got says it was their first.
Oh, but see, you don't have their movies that came out in 1999 and 2000 and 2001.
Yes, I don't.
You don't have Limbo and Arlington Road and Black and White and Time Code and Girl Fight and Snatch and The Brothers.
Oh, they did Girl Fight. Wait, hold on. They did Snatch?
Yep.
That is easily the best movie on this list.
Now. But guess what? Guess which production company is like front and center? It's Sony.
What?
So they slap Columbia on the front, you know?
Yeah.
They're like, Screen Gems, you kind of do, but Columbia is getting the actual credit for this one.
Darn.
You know?
Tyler,
they got robbed. That's what I'm saying.
I need you to give me your final thoughts on this because I can't keep going. I can't go any further.
It's fine. You know, it's good. I think it would be as a standalone movie. If you take all of them by themselves, this is probably the best movie.
Yeah, I mean,
but
you're not wrong.
As the ending to a series, it's the worst.
That just wipes out everything that happened before it and tries to yeah, you're right. I think this movie would be like a C for me if it wasn't the end of the series and it just like dumped out everything. All the stupid knowledge I put in my head for 5 movies to try to understand what's going on and they just kind of kicked it over, lit it on fire, and then gave me something worse. You know, they were just like, no, all that stuff we were working on, you're stupid for having paid attention to it because now you got to, here's a whole new batch of stuff.
Here's what I do think. I feel like every movie Paul W. Andersen makes is him auditioning to make a different movie. And so like this one, I feel solidly more than anything else is him like, all right, Blizzard, give me StarCraft. Because I'm like, the way you set up the end of the last movie and then you didn't show the big battle, but like kind of the way that he treated the zombies and like did like the weird religious fanatic side of the people, some of the survivors, and all that, like it fits the StarCraft stuff very well.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he could do it.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: is if they were like, okay, cool, we really like the Resident Evil final chapter, make a StarCraft. He'd be like, cool. So here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna say, here's the humans. They're gonna be like, we created the Zerg, and they're gonna come in and be like, nope, that's not. Here's the thing about that. I want him to do it partially because I want him to try to make all the changes the way he does with Capcom, and have Blizzard come in and shut it down, ruin this man's career.
Who's Mila Jovovich gonna be in the StarCraft movie?
She'd be the sniper chick that everybody likes. What's her face? Kerrigan. She'd be Kerrigan. That's
Nancy
easy.
Kerrigan?
Idiot. No, she'd be Kerrigan. You know StarCraft, right?
Nah, not even a little bit.
So Kerrigan, let me tell you, Cody.
With like Medusa hair.
That's Kerrigan.
You got the Space Marines probably, and you got the bugs, the bug people.
Yeah, so Kerrigan starts out as a human sniper lady, and then gets captured because she gets abandoned by Manx. Oh. Who do we bring back? The guy who plays Wesker. Let's have him play Manx. Everyone will love it, okay? And then we have her, so she'd be Kerrigan. It's easy, you fool. I bet you, if I look up Mila Jovovich, Kerrigan, I guarantee you there's a billion of these. But you vamp.
Turn your safe search off when you do that and see what you get. Tyler, here's the thing. I think I'm ready to put a rating on this movie. I think I am, but I need to know if you're ready.
I'm as ready as I feel like I can be in my current emotional state.
I said I would have given it a C if it was like a standalone thing and it didn't just jerk me around for 5 movies and then drop me off into this dumpster fire. I think this is like a D movie. I think it's a D. I don't know. I'm just worked up. It's a D or it's a D plus. Where are you at? Don't cry. It's okay.
Disgusted by some of the people that people throw up as like, oh, she could play Kerrigan. They put like the friggin' the most like love story movie have people like into this role, and I'm like, you understand this person's got to like play a character that is trying to kill all of humanity. Anyway, Cody, like they got out here, they got the girl that plays MJ in the old Spider-Man movies, and I'm not having it. Okay.
Yeah.
What was the question, Cody? Just
I'm settling in on D plus for my rating of the movie. Despite all my rage, I'm still just a rat in a cage. It's a D plus.
I'm gonna do C. I think it's like it would be an A, right? If if the whole story had been built into this, if it was like oh my gosh, it was that the whole time or something, and not just like, oh, so you just retconned everything.
Yeah.
Then it would be an A, and then but the fact that it just changes everything makes it an F. So I'm gonna even it all out, and just say C, right?
Sure. Tyler, look, let's talk about this. I watched 6 of these movies in the span of a week, and I'll never get that time back. So I don't know. You're gonna be making this up to me for a while, my guy. I mean, we're gonna be watching movies with Timothée Chalamet. We're gonna be watching movies with Florence Pugh. We're gonna be watching movies by Noah Baumbach. All right, I'm putting you through the ringer for this one. All right, you're gonna have to pay me back. I don't know. It's gonna have to happen.
I mean, there's the whole thing
watching
with the
movies
Cody's Corner.
that are make you. You're gonna hit the end credits and make you to say, "Huh, what was that?" You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Look, but you admitted that these were fun. All right, yours aren't fun. If you bring me some fun movies about,
did I say that?
Yes, you did. I
had their moments.
Cody, I gave you a mutilated priest. What more can you want in a film series? Right? That's your favorite thing.
That's true.
Gave you nipples. Gave you mutilated priests. That's your thing, man.
That's true. Yeah, you know me. You know me well. All right, I'm not mad at you anymore. I forgive you.
Thank you.
You know who I don't forgive though? Paul W.S. Anderson.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess.
All right, we made it to the finish line. We did it. 6 movies, and thanks for sticking it out with us. You can share us and review us wherever you find your podcasts. You can yell at us on the social media at Opinion Havers. And until next time, watch movies.
And I have opinions.
Remember when the actress who plays Ada Wong showed up on set, took one look around, and then dipped out for another project? Remember
Yeah.
that?
I mean,
Time.
best decision of her life, All right, Cody, we got to do the thing. All right, I have
back. You
I have
thought
the
the
machine.
episode was over? Idiots.
I have the machine. Okay, Cody, say it with me.
Yeah.
Say it with me. Do
Okay. Do
the thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
What is it?
One day, Cody, when we've done so many of these trash movies that you're about to make me watch to offset, I'll remind you, Cody, you only get 6. Now, let's be real. You only get 6 here. Okay.
Tyler,
And then,
what is it?
What's coming down the scope? What are you looking down the barrel of, Cody? Tiffany's going to be so happy.
What?
It's Emoji Movie, Cody. It's the Emoji Movie, Cody.
I thought you killed it. I thought you took it off the list.
I thought so too, Cody, but it's there and the machine has spoken, okay?
I thought so too. What? Tyler,
it's the Emoji Movie.
Mistake. Oh, Tyler. What? Okay, is it going to be worse than the worst Resident Evil movie?
No, you're gonna be mad at how not bad it is. That's my prediction.
All right, but there's a poop in it. All right, well that's fine.
But the poop is Patrick Stewart.
Oh, he's delightful, isn't he?
Oh yeah. I put Resident Evil on here 7 times after the last time when we were gonna spin every time.
Yeah.
What an idiot.
Good thing you didn't land on those. I mean, can you imagine if we had to redo the series again?
Yeah, that's what we would have to do. From the beginning, from the top.
Cause of death. Watched Resident Evil series twice in 1 calendar year. This would be on my death certificate. All right. Looking forward to it. I'll see you on the other side there, Emoji Movie.
Yeah, you will. You'll be so happy.